Today on Woodturning, we're going to revisit fractal burning, but this time with a laser.
Tim's American Beauty was made by Robust Tools, America's premier lathe manufacturer. Robust. Built to turn wood. Enjoyed for a lifetime.
Easy Wood Tools, best-in-class carbide wood turning tools. Today we are revisiting fractal burning. A few years ago we did a video on how to safely do fractal burning, but it is still an extremely dangerous process, and we went to a professional because there's no way I was going to do it. I can't even handle my car keys without dropping them. You make one simple mistake when you're doing fractal burning, really bad things can happen because electricity is running through this with high voltage. And several people have died and continue to die because they don't know what they're doing when they do this process. It's really dangerous. Well, I've always believed in being a tool agnostic. If something comes along and it works, I'll use it. Carbide came along, I love it. You know, new types of chucks came along, I love it. So guess what? I can do fractal burning with new technology. Well, actually old, it's been around, but a new thing has happened with it. This is done with a CO2 laser. You cannot tell the difference between this and fractal burning with the dangerous system. So we're going to show you how to make this, but first I got to make a vase for us to work with, and guess what I got right here? We just replaced our 43-year-old fence, so I saved one of the fence posts. So we're going to take it to the bandsaw and cut it up. All I have to do is make sure that I avoid all the daggum nails. Okay, now we've mounted our blank between centers and we're just going to rough it out. First I want to thank our sponsors though, Robust Lathes and Easy Wood Tools, because without their support we wouldn't be here making these videos, and that'd be a shame. By the way, I am an authorized Robust dealer, so if you need a lathe, give me a call, right? That's what they do now still, isn't it? Anyway. Okay, so this is a pressure treated pine post from a fence that is over 40 some odd years old, right? I have no idea what they used to pressure treat that, but back then I know it was probably carcinogenic. So I'm going to be wearing a mask for most of this procedure today. Put this on. Got my lungs protected. I'm going to rough this out. And we just want to make a cylinder so we can put a tenon on here. So we're mounted on the lathe now. I drilled a hole in the center to help with the hollowing in a minute. So I put the cone center on my Robust Live Center to hold that, to go into that hole so now it holds it steady while I'm cutting here. I am using a half-inch spindle gouge right now because it's kind of a nice slow tool to make nice long curves with. And I want to just make some gentle slopes on this. Now I'm just going to make a nice little open face vase. Open face, open mouth. It's only words. It's only words. So I'm going to work on this a little bit and get my shape. And once we get the shape where we want it, we're going to do some hollowing. I'm doing a little bit of hollowing now because it is a hollow vessel. The system I'm using is my elbow tool. It's an articulated system that I sell and I make, and it's really handy for hollowing because there's a lot of force going on there with that tool, with the wood turning around, and it wants to pull the tool out of your hand. When you use a captive system like this is locked down to the lathe that takes all the stress out and makes it a lot easier and a lot less sweaty palms when you're trying to hollow. The other cool thing is that I have a laser system up here, and you can see that red dot. I've set that to show the width of the wall that I want as I'm hollowing. So when this red dot drops off of the wood, you can see that it's on the wood right there. When it drops off the side, I've got my thickness. But anyway, I'm going to keep hollowing this a bit, and once it's done, we're going to part it off the lathe and head into the house to play with a laser. Okay, welcome to my lair. I have my xTool P2 laser, which some of you guys have seen. I've been doing videos on it. This is an incredible machine because it will allow me to actually burn on a curved surface. And to set up that ability to do that, you do a 3D map. So over here on the screen, I've set my mark for the top left corner, and then I set my mark for the bottom left corner. So I want to hit next, and then it's going to give me a grid here, and it says it's going to go in there and take red dot measurements all the way of that. What I found out that has worked for me is I'm doubling the amount of rows and columns that it recommends. It takes a little more time, but that gives you that much more accuracy. So I've started testing it right now, and you'll see dots along the screen. They go blue, then they go green, and that means they got a good measurement. Inside the laser, it goes dark, and you see a little red dot moving around. So it's going to take a few minutes to map this, but then we'll have a 3D map of the surface of the vessel, so the machine, the laser, will know where and how to move the head of the laser to make the fractal burning image that we're going to put on it. Okay, now it's finished our 3D mapping, and it says up there part of the curved surface is out of the processing range. Don't place elements there. This little red spot down here, it's saying is too aggressive of a curve, so it can't go down there because it's raising and lowering the laser head, and it can't really do that. So what I want to do now is hit done, and there is the area it's going to mark. You don't have a picture with this system, so you have to go off the mark itself. I'm going to go to import image, and I have saved, let's see here, I'm going to go with this fractal here. So I used Photoshop to create this, and there are tutorials out there on how you can make fractal images in different sorts of softwares. You can even go online and find images for free of fractals. So it's really kind of easy to find one. All you need is a black and white image, and I'm going to just place this right here. That looks pretty good. I'll make it a little bit bigger. So stretch it out like so. And one thing on this is I've got my image selected, so I want to go over here. It's going to engrave. I want to bring the power up to 5. Now you can go only 30 speeds, 30 millimeters per second on this when you're doing the contours, because it takes a little bit longer. If you're doing a flat piece of wood and you're doing the fractal thing, you can put this up to 100 speed and increase your power on your laser and go really fast. The other cool thing is right here, this opens up on the xTool P2 on both sides, and they sell a roller system, so you can actually put a board this wide in here, 8, 9, 10 feet long, and have it run through, and you could put an engraving on the entire board. That's pretty cool. So anyway, we've got this set up. I've got the way I want it. I have the power setting where I need it. I'm going to hit start, and it likes it. I'm going to hit start again, and so all I have left to do now is push the button on the laser, and we are going to be burning. Here we go. Time to do safe fractal burning. It's done. Here we go. Let me unhook this. That is awesome. It is fractal burning. It looks exactly like the stuff done with all the electricity and all the danger. You know, technology is here to change lives and make things easier. I do truly believe this technology here will save some lives. So that is how you do safe fractal burning with a laser. Until the next time on wood turning, keep turning and burning.
Tim's American Beauty was made by Robust Tools, America's premier lathe manufacturer. Robust. Built to turn wood. Enjoyed for a lifetime.
Easy Wood Tools, best in class carbide wood turning tools.